You begin by noticing how your breathing synchronizes with the quiet rhythm of the night sky. As your body softens, you drift into the idea that everything around you, even you, is made of ancient star remnants. You walk slowly through the concept of cosmic dust, feeling its presence inside every cell. You sense how the universe and your own body share a quiet lineage. The chapter closes with an invitation to follow that lineage outward toward the unknown. You begin by noticing the soft rise of your breath, the gentle lift beneath your ribs, the quiet release that follows. Each inhale feels like a small opening, a slow widening of space inside you. And each exhale feels like settling deeper into the moment you are in. As your breathing finds its rhythm, you sense the stillness of the night around you, as if the world itself leans in slightly, waiting for you to arrive fully. There is something calming in this shared pause between you and the sky, as if both of you breathe at the same steady pace. As your awareness softens, you feel your body loosen its hold on the day's weight. The concerns that clung to you earlier seem to drift to the edges, becoming like faint clouds dissolving far above. With every breath, you sense a gentle alignment forming, not just inside your body, but between your body and the vastness stretching outward from where you rest. It is here, in this quiet, that the boundary between your small inner world and the immense outer universe begins to blur in a comforting way. You start to imagine the night sky not as something distant or unreachable, but as something woven into you. The thought arrives softly, not as a lecture or a fact, but as a warm, steady truth you've always felt but rarely named. You picture the stars overhead, shimmering with ancient light, and then you picture the atoms within your bones, quiet, loyal, endlessly patient. Somehow, the two begin to feel connected, almost familiar, as if they share a story told long before you were born. You explore that feeling gently. The idea that your body carries the remnants of stars might sound enormous, but here, in this calming space, it feels surprisingly intimate. You picture cosmic dust drifting slowly through space, tiny particles formed in the explosive endings of long-gone stars. These particles scatter and mix, pulled by gravity, shaped by time, drawn eventually into forming planets, oceans, air, and eventually, life. It's comforting to imagine your body not as separate from this story, but as a continuation of it. You breathe again, slower now, and sense how every inhale carries a quiet echo of that lineage. The oxygen entering your lungs once belonged to forests, oceans, volcanic plumes, and even the early atmosphere of Earth, long before humans existed. The elements flowing through your blood, carbon, iron, calcium, nitrogen, were forged in the nuclear hearts of ancient stars that lived, burned, collapsed, and scattered themselves across the galaxy. You are not simply on the Earth. You are of the Earth and of the universe that built it. This thought sits lightly on your mind, like a feather at rest. You imagine your cells as tiny rooms lit by a soft glow, each one holding traces of cosmic history. The carbon that makes up the structure of your cells once floated freely in space. The iron in your blood was born in the heat of a star's final explosion. Even the calcium in your bones traveled across cosmic time. You begin to sense that the distance between you and the universe is far smaller than it once felt. As you lie here breathing, the boundary continues to soften. The air touching your skin feels like a gentle reminder of the atmosphere that has held Earth in its care for billions of years. The ground beneath you connects you to layers of stone, soil, and history stretching deep into the planet's past. You are surrounded by traces of the cosmos in every direction. It becomes harder to separate yourself from the world, and easier to imagine that you are part of something vast and continuous. Your thoughts drift like slow-moving currents. You picture the Milky Way rising across the sky, a river of light formed by billions of stars. Somewhere within that river, our sun glows, carrying its own history of formation and change. And orbiting the sun, this Earth spins gently, holding you on its surface with the quiet strength of gravity. You imagine yourself resting, not just on a planet, but inside an unfolding story of matter, motion, and time. With each passing moment, the idea deepens. You imagine the breath you take now traveling through your body, carrying life forward. You imagine how the stardust within you responds silently, how every molecule settles into its role, how your body is both ancient and new with every moment. The more you visualize this connection, the more you feel a sense of belonging, a sense that you are right where you need to be within the universe's vast tapestry. You continue to breathe, slow and steady. Your awareness expands outward again, drifting past your body, past the room you are in, past the landscape surrounding you. You imagine the curve of the Earth, the thin layer of atmosphere, the darkness beyond it. You sense the quiet hum of cosmic radiation, the silent dance of particles, the vast ocean of space stretching endlessly. And yet, none of it feels cold or empty. Instead, it feels like a gentle, mysterious home. You notice how your mind, once busy, now moves with softer steps. Thoughts arise and pass gently, like small ripples in a wide, calm lake. The scientific ideas woven into your awareness no longer feel like concepts to memorize. They feel like stories your body already knows. You are not trying to solve anything. You are simply listening, allowing the truth of your cosmic origins to settle into you like a quiet lullaby. As the chapter nears its end, you feel the soothing weight of this realization. The universe is not something you observe from afar. It is something you carry within you. The breath you take is a bridge between your small inner world and the endless expanse beyond. You are part of the same unfolding that shapes stars, planets, and galaxies. And as you rest in that understanding, you feel gently drawn to something deeper, something just beyond the reach of this moment. You sense that your connection to the cosmos is not only about what you are made of, but about the space you inhabit, the vast, curved space that cradles everything. And with that soft awareness, you drift toward the next question, wondering what shape that cosmic space truly takes as you move quietly into the beginning of the next chapter. You explore space-time as if it were a soft fabric beneath your fingertips, stretching and bending with every mass in the universe. Gravity becomes a quiet guide, a silent slope you are always gliding along. You imagine how planets, stars, and even your own body rest in this curved cradle. Time feels slower, smoother, as you settle into the cosmic geometry around you. The chapter ends by wondering what happens when this fabric is stretched to its limits. You begin by noticing how the world around you feels different when you slow down, as if stillness reveals a deeper layer of reality beneath the ordinary surface. As your breath settles into a gentle rhythm, you sense the space around your body expanding ever so slightly, like a soft veil lifting. It is in this quiet moment that you start to imagine space itself, not as an empty backdrop, but as something with texture, something you could almost reach out and touch. You picture it, stretching around you like a delicate fabric, invisible yet present, holding everything in place. As you sink into this imagery, you imagine brushing your fingertips across this fabric. It feels smooth, cool, almost fluid, like silk resting under moonlight. When you press your mind against it, you can sense how it bends and dips, responding to the presence of every object in the universe. A planet makes a rounded curve, gentle and deep. A star creates a broader valley. Even you, small as you are in cosmic scale, make the faintest indentation, a quiet acknowledgement that you, too, belong in this woven shape. This bending of space is what you have known all your life as gravity. But in this softened moment, it feels less like a force pulling you downward and more like a slow, elegant slide along the surface of a gentle slope. Instead of thinking of gravity as something dragging you, you begin to feel it as a guide, subtle, patient, and constant. It is the reason your feet meet the ground, the reason the moon circles the earth, the reason the planets drift steadily around the sun. Everything is simply following the curves of this fabric, moving along paths carved by mass and time. You imagine standing on Earth and sensing the way the planet cradles you, sinking into the fabric of space just enough to hold you close. You picture the sun, heavier and brighter, creating a graceful bowl that the planets glide within, each one tracing a gentle arc through this cosmic landscape. As you breathe in, you picture yourself resting inside one of these curves, part of the geometry that governs the motion of worlds. The deeper you imagine it, the more natural it feels. Space is not rigid, it bends. Time is not uniform. It flows differently depending on where you stand in this curved terrain. You picture time as a slow-moving river, passing more quickly in some places and more gently in others. Near massive objects, the river thickens, its flow becoming more deliberate. At the edges of the universe, it may stretch thinner, like water spreading across smooth stone. And here you are, floating somewhere in this river, carried by its pace without ever noticing the current directly. Your thoughts drift to the idea of space-time, a joining of space and time into one continuous fabric. You imagine it like a vast quilt, stitched with intricacy beyond anything a human hand could create. Every star, every planet, every drifting particle lies on this quilt, shaping it and being shaped by it at the same time. You begin to realize that you are experiencing space-time constantly, even without noticing. The ticking of your heartbeat, the way morning light arrives at just the right moment. The gentle downward tug you feel when you take a step, all of it is part of this single, unified surface. You breathe slowly, letting the idea wash over you. The universe is not made of separate pieces. It is made of relationships, slopes, and flows that connect every object to every other. Even light follows these curves. You imagine a beam of sunlight leaving the sun, gliding effortlessly along the curvature of space-time until it finds your skin. It does not travel in a straight line, because straight lines don't truly exist in a curved universe. Instead, it follows the natural shape of the cosmos, like water flowing down the path of least resistance. As you imagine this puce, you begin to feel your place in the universe shift gently. You are not floating in chaos. You are resting in a structure, a design shaped by mass, motion, and time. You sense a calm reassurance in knowing that you are supported without needing to cling or grasp. The universe holds you through curvature, through geometry, through the peaceful shaping of space around you. You imagine yourself stepping back mentally, as if rising above the solar system. You see the sun's broad curve, the Earth's smaller one, the moon's delicate indentation circling within Earth's own. You see Jupiter's massive presence, creating a deep well in space-time, drawing its moons into elegant dances. Everything moves not through forceful commands, but through quiet invitation, each body following the curves laid out before it. The more you observe, the more comforting it becomes. Nothing is hurried. Nothing is lost. Every orbit, every drift of stardust, every curve of light is part of a slow unfolding. You begin to imagine gravity not as something heavy, but as something soft and guiding, like a hand resting gently on your back, encouraging you forward without pushing. You breathe in deeper, letting this slow geometry fill your imagination. You picture the universe stretching farther outward, the curvature becoming more subtle as you move away from massive objects. In the vast spaces between galaxies, space-time feels almost flat, almost smooth, like a calm sea under a quiet sky. And yet, even there, the slightest presence of matter can create the smallest curve, reminding you that the fabric responds to everything, no matter how small dot you consider your own body again. You imagine how the mass of your cells, your bones, your breath contributes its own infinitesimal curvature to the universe. It may be small, but it is real. You ripple space-time simply by existing. You create a tiny dip in the cosmic fabric that will always be yours. And as you breathe, that dip shifts, rises, falls, an ever-changing signature of your presence. This thought brings a sense of warmth. You are not separate from the universe's design. You are a participant in the shaping of space and time. You belong to this geometry, and it belongs to you as the chapter draws toward its end. Your awareness drifts to the edges of this idea. You wonder what happens when space-time is stretched too far, when gravity bends it into shapes more extreme than your mind can easily picture. You sense a soft curiosity rising, a gentle pull toward the deeper mysteries that lie at the very limits of the cosmic fabric, where curves become cliffs and time begins to behave in unfamiliar ways. And with that quiet question in your mind, you drift toward the next chapter, where the horizon of the unknown begins to take shape. You arrive at the edge of a black hole, not with fear, but with a serene curiosity. Light bends like a whispered secret, and time pools in thick, gentle waves. Event horizons unfold as a boundary where your intuition softens and reality becomes delicate. Quantum particles flicker at the brink, offering quiet stories of uncertainty. The chapter closes with the question, what lies just beyond the point where nothing returns? You drift now toward a place the universe rarely reveals without hesitation. It begins as a faint tug in your imagination, a distant pulling at the edges of your awareness, like a soft current under calm water. At first, you don't know where it leads. You simply follow the sensation, trusting the way your breath slows as you move with it. The space around you darkens, but not in a frightening way, more like a room where someone has blown out the last candle and asked you to listen closely. In the distance, you sense something massive, something ancient. The air of the cosmos feels heavier here, as if every thought, every particle, every drifting photon knows it is approaching an extraordinary boundary. And you, suspended in a calm, steady stillness, feel the pull as well. It's not a force that drags you, it's a gentle invitation, a quiet beckoning toward mystery. As your perception sharpens, the shape of a black hole begins to form before you, not as a monster, not as a devourer, but as a silent well in the fabric of space-time. You can't see the hole itself. You only see what surrounds it. Light curls around the edges like a ribbon caught in a whirlpool, bending in elegant arcs that defy everything you're used to. Colors stretch and soften, pulled into long, trembling threads. It looks as though the universe is being drawn inward toward a single, intimate point. You float closer, and the sensation becomes even more surreal. Time around you thickens, like honey warming in a bowl. You feel your thoughts slowing, not out of fatigue, but out of reverence. A black hole does not rush. It does not shout. It simply exists, shaping reality through its presence, demanding nothing but honesty and attention. You imagine reaching out to touch the space near it. Your hand wouldn't disappear, not yet. Instead, you would feel the extraordinary curvature, the steepening slope of space-time that deepens the closer you come. Gravity here is not merely strong, it is profound, sculpting the universe with a firmness that makes everything else seem temporary. You arrive at the outer boundary, the event horizon. It forms a spherical curtain around the black hole, invisible but absolute. Nothing crossing it ever returns. Not light, not particles, not signals. It is the edge of knowability, the limit of what even the universe allows you to witness. And yet, standing just before that line, you feel a profound stillness, as if this place honors your presence. Your intuition softens. Reality feels delicate here, as though it could shift with the gentlest whisper. You can almost sense the separation between what you can understand and what you must simply accept. You realize that the event horizon is not a wall, but a threshold, a place where the rules of existence begin to fold inward. You picture the black hole not as a void, but as a place where space collapses into itself. Mass is compressed into unimaginable density. The center, the singularity, is hidden deep within, wrapped by layers of space-time curved so tightly that no path leads outward again. You cannot see the singularity, but you can feel the gravity of its story. Particles dance at the horizon like fireflies at dusk. Tiny, fleeting pairs appear, virtual particles born from the restless sea of the quantum vacuum. Normally, they vanish back into silence almost instantly, but here, the stretched fabric of space-time makes their dance more complicated. Sometimes one particle falls inward, while the other escapes, creating what we call Hawking radiation, a slow, gentle whisper of energy released from the black hole. Even the darkest place in the universe cannot help but glow at its edges, offering faint murmurs of its existence. You breathe deeply, imagining these particles flickering around you. Their lives are short but meaningful. They tell stories of uncertainty, of quantum chance, of the strange relationship between emptiness and form. You begin to sense that what seems like nothingness is actually alive with possibility. The horizon is not the absence of space, is the beginning of a different kind of space. As you linger, you feel the flow of time shifting even more dramatically. If you were to fall inward, which you won't, not in this gentle journey, your descent would look slow from the outside, stretched across eternity. But for you, time would rush forward, collapsing toward the singularity with unstoppable speed. The dual nature of time here feels paradoxical, yet strangely calming, like listening to two versions of a story at once. You picture photons spiraling around the edge, caught in a circular orbit at a place called the photon sphere. They race around the black hole endlessly, trapped between escape and capture. Their motion reminds you of thoughts that loop in your mind, repeating until you finally let them slip into darkness or out into light. You begin to see why black holes captivate the human imagination. They sit at the boundary between the known and the unknowable, between the measurable and the mysterious. They challenge the rules of physics while quietly obeying the deeper rules we have yet to understand. Your breath deepens again, steady and rhythmic. Even here, at the brink of the universe's most extreme phenomenon, you feel a soft connection between yourself and the cosmos. You are made of the same particles that dance around the event horizon. Your thoughts ride the same river of time that bends near massive objects. You, too, are shaped by gravity, by curvature, by the subtle interplay of forces that sculpt everything. As you float around the horizon, you sense the cosmic fabric stretching dramatically. Space-time here is pulled so tight that it nearly tears, yet it doesn't. It holds. It endures. You imagine what could lie beyond, the question that physicists still ponder deeply. Does the singularity hide new laws of physics? Does it act as a gateway to another universe? Is it a place where space, time, and matter dissolve into something entirely different? You know you cannot cross the threshold, but the curiosity gently tugs at you. What lies inside this cosmic shadow? What stories unfold where time runs out? You sense the mystery pulling you closer to reflection, not fear. The unknown here is quiet, patient, almost compassionate, waiting for the universe itself to learn more. You draw back slightly, giving the horizon space to breathe. From this distance, you can see the swirling ring of distorted light around the black hole, the gravitational lensing that bends entire galaxies into arcs. It is beautiful in a way you didn't expect. It's a reminder that even the places that seem darkest still paint the universe with unexpected forms. You begin to feel the pull of your journey moving again, guiding your awareness away from the horizon and back into the deeper cosmic field. You take one final breath here, inhaling the mystery, the gravity, the softness of this impossible edge. You know this place will remain in your mind, a quiet reference point for every moment of uncertainty you face. And as you drift away from the event horizon, you feel the fabric of space-time smoothing out again, becoming gentler, less steep. A new sensation begins to rise, something faint, almost imperceptible, like a whisper hidden in the very emptiness around you. It feels like the vacuum calling, hinting that emptiness itself may not be empty at all. And with that soft realization forming at the edges of your thoughts, you drift toward the next chapter where the vacuum begins to shimmer with unseen life. You drift into the quantum vacuum, learning that emptiness is anything but empty. Virtual particles pulse in and out of existence like soft fireflies in a dark field. You sense how energy, even in silence, is always restless, whispering the universe into motion. Cosmic background radiation surrounds you like a faint, ancient lullaby. You end the chapter floating in the idea that existence is built from fluctuations you can never truly see. You drift deeper into the quiet of the universe, further away from the familiar pull of stars and planets. The darkness around you grows softer, not heavier, like velvet settling onto your shoulders. At first, it seems utterly empty, a vast, gentle void stretching in every direction, quiet in a way that feels almost sacred. But as you settle your breathing, as your awareness relaxes and your senses stretch outward, something subtle begins to surface beneath the silence. You begin to notice a faint shimmer, the smallest flicker of motion, almost like dust dancing in an invisible breeze. It isn't light, not exactly. It's the suggestion of something appearing and disappearing before your eyes can confirm it. The vacuum, you realize, is not silent at all. It's alive, with trembling possibilities. In classical thinking, emptiness is a place where nothing exists. But here, in the deep quantum quiet, you feel the truth. Emptiness is a restless sea. Space is never blank. It's a canvas, constantly being erased and redrawn. Every second, tiny bursts of energy spark into existence, vanish, return, vanish again. Not chaotic, not rushed, more like a delicate heartbeat pulsing through the universe. You drift closer to this strange shimmer. The movement becomes clearer now, though still softer than a whisper. Tiny pairs of particles appear, one positive, one negative, only long enough to acknowledge their own existence before slipping away as if embarrassed by their boldness. They remind you of fireflies scattered across a nighttime meadow, glowing for a breath before darkness takes them again. Quantum physicists call these flickers virtual particles. But the word virtual makes them sound imaginary. And here, floating inside their hidden world, you sense that they are not imaginary at all. They are simply brief, momentary. They are the smallest ripples in the fabric of reality, popping up not because they choose to, but because the vacuum itself cannot stay still. The more you watch, the more you feel the subtle energy of this place. It hums beneath everything, a constant vibration, not a sound, but a presence. You feel it the way you feel your own heartbeat in a quiet room, or the way you sense warmth radiating from a candle, even with your eyes closed. Energy is everywhere, even in spaces that appear empty. Especially there, you drift through this invisible ocean, letting your awareness expand as if you are becoming part of the vacuum itself. And slowly, you notice another layer, a faint glow, ancient and delicate, wrapping around you like a nearly forgotten lullaby. It's older than stars, older than galaxies, older than any memory the universe still carries clearly. It is the cosmic microwave background, the quiet afterglow of the Big Bang, the leftover whisper of the universe's first breath. It flows around you like the dimmest light of dawn, soft and fragile, stretching across all of space with unwavering patience. You can feel its warmth not in temperature, but in presence. a reminder that even the coldest corners of existence carry the echo of creation. Floating through this backdrop of ancient radiation, you feel time lose its sharp edges. Moments stretch, thoughts slow. Your mind becomes almost weightless. It feels as though you're lying on a still lake at night, watching reflections blur into the sky. Yet this isn't water. This is the foundation of reality itself, a place where nothingness hides everything. You let yourself sink into it, deeper, gentler. The vacuum isn't empty because the universe refuses to be still. Wherever there is space, there is energy. Wherever there is energy, there is potential. And wherever potential exists, something is always waiting to emerge. You begin to imagine the vacuum not as a void, but as a cradleland, unseen nursery, where the universe rehearses its own existence. Virtual particles flicker like restless dreams. Fields weave unseen patterns. Forces stretch and relax like the muscles of a sleeping giant. Every so often, a fluctuation rises just enough, grows just large enough to become real. Something from almost nothing. Not magic, just nature. You think about how strange it is that everything you've ever known, every star, every planet, every cell in your body, began as a fluctuation in an ancient field, a tiny disturbance, a small wrinkle in the early vacuum. The entire universe grew from an instability in nothingness. You drift in that thought, letting it roll through you like a slow wave. The vacuum isn't empty. It never was. It is the womb of existence, full of restless energy that doesn't need permission to create. Even silence here is loud with potential. You feel a gentle pull now, not physical, but curious, as if the vacuum itself is inviting you to look closer, much closer. Because beneath the shimmering fireflies of virtual particles, beneath the soft hum of energy, there is an even deeper mystery. Something quieter, harder to notice. A structure so subtle that even calling it structure feels too solid. Quantum fields, they stretch through all of space, invisible and omnipresent, like an ocean that never ends. Every particle that appears is just a small ripple in one of these fields. Even your thoughts, your breath, your presence are made from the gentle tremble of fields vibrating in specific ways. The vacuum is not empty because these fields are never completely still. They buzz, quiver, and murmur, even at absolute zero temperature. You glide your awareness across these fields. They feel smooth, yet restless, like a taut sheet of music, vibrating with notes you can't quite hear. You sense that everything you see in the universe, matter, energy, light, even time's shaped by the behavior of these fields. Reality is a symphony, and the vacuum is the quiet stage on which every note is played. And yet, even as you feel the elegance of this hidden realm, a gentle contradiction floats to the surface of your mind. If the vacuum is buzzing with such immense energy, why does it appear so calm? Why isn't space constantly exploding with uncontrolled creation? Physicists ask the same question. The vacuum's energy seems enormous, powerful, overflowing, yet it remains stable, quiet, soft enough for galaxies to drift peacefully through it. You imagine the vacuum holding its breath, balancing itself on a perfect edge between chaos and calm. As you contemplate this balance, you drift deeper into serenity. The vacuum surrounds you like a soft cocoon. Every fluctuation feels like a tiny heartbeat. Every ripple feels like a sigh of the universe, and you float in the middle of it, weightless and unhurried. You begin to wonder what lies beneath even this layer of reality. If emptiness is full, and the vacuum is active, and fields are always humming, then what happens in the places where these vibrations grow so intense, so unstable, that the vacuum itself begins to change? What happens when the universe shifts into a new state? The question lingers, gentle and open, like a door waiting to be approached, and you drift toward that door, ready to follow the next ripple into whatever deeper mystery waits just beyond this trembling quiet. You wander to the conceptual edge of the universe, discovering that it behaves more like a horizon than a boundary. Space expands gently beneath your feet, like a slow inhale that never stops. You explore the idea of cosmic inflation, feeling how the universe grows while remaining strangely dark. Energy hums quietly around you, like a steady but distant wind. The chapter leaves you with a tender thought. Perhaps the universe's edge is not a place, but a direction your curiosity keeps walking toward. You begin by wandering toward the idea of the universe's edge, a place you've imagined only in fragments, like the half-remembered ending of a dream. It is not a wall or a cliff, not a boundary you could reach with your hand. Instead, it feels more like a horizon, a line that recedes as you approach, always just out of reach, inviting you to keep walking. You sense that the universe is not a box, not a room with walls, but an endless expanse, and you are drifting along its gentle slope beneath you. Space itself seems to stretch softly, like a slow inhale that never finishes. Every step you take carries you across invisible terrain. Yet there is no resistance, no heaviness, only a smooth, unhurried expansion. The stars around you drift apart in subtle, unnoticeable movements, not because they are being pushed violently, but because space itself is growing between them. You can almost feel the expansion under your fingertips, the stretching of distances that shapes the very framework of existence. Your mind wanders to the concept of cosmic inflation. In the first moments after the universe began, space grew with astonishing speed, stretching far faster than light could travel across it. You imagine that moment not as chaos, but as a soft, deliberate unfolding, a blossom of space-time that expanded from a single, intimate point into the vast field you now traverse. Even now, though the expansion has slowed, it continues gently, almost imperceptibly, a quiet breathing that carries galaxies apart while leaving no discernible center behind. You drift among those galaxies, feeling their slow retreat as though you are walking along a treadmill that stretches endlessly beneath your feet. The movement is subtle, almost imperceptible, yet persistent. The stars do not rush, the galaxies do not collide, and you realize that the universe does not need a center to grow. Its expansion is uniform, indifferent, but strangely comforting. It suggests a vastness without hierarchy, a symmetry that cradles every object within the same infinite weave. Dark energy hums around you, quiet and steady, like a distant wind brushing across an unseen landscape. It is subtle, almost undetectable unless you focus, yet its presence is undeniable. This energy is the force driving the acceleration of the universe's expansion, the gentle push that ensures space will continue to stretch forever. You feel it like a hand resting lightly on the horizon, nudging everything outward, whispering that growth is not only inevitable, but intrinsic to the cosmos itself. You imagine the universe as a living canvas, ever stretching, each galaxy a brushstroke of light carried along by invisible currents. Your curiosity carries you along with them. The expansion is not alarming, it is patient, rhythmic, meditative, a demonstration of endurance and subtle persistence. And as you drift, you sense that the edge of the universe is not a line to cross, but a direction in which your mind can continue to walk. Every step forward feels like a thought unfolding, an idea becoming reality, a question moving toward its own gentle answer. You pause and look around, noticing how the cosmic web stretches infinitely. Filaments of galaxies drift through the void, linked by delicate threads of matter, forming patterns both immense and intricate. You realize these structures exist within the vast, expanding fabric of space, carried apart by the same inflationary process you have been feeling beneath your imagined feet. There is order in their drift, a quiet elegance, as if the universe itself is breathing, each filament a pulse in its slow, steady heartbeat. You let your attention soften, and your thoughts float into the spaces between galaxies. The voids seem empty at first glance, but your awareness reaches deeper, sensing that they are not truly vacant. Dark energy fills them, subtle and diffuse, shaping the expansion without fuss or rush. Even where matter seems absent, there is influence, motion, and a quiet persistence that stretches across unimaginable distances. These empty regions are not nothing. They are full of potential, full of the gentle hum of energy that shapes the universe from within. You imagine drifting along one of these empty expanses, weightless and unhurried. The stars around you seem to shimmer faintly, as though they notice your presence. You feel the rhythm of cosmic expansion, matching the rhythm of your own breath. It is not a force you fight or resist, it is a current you follow, effortless and calming. You sense that you belong in this motion, that the universe does not separate itself from you, that you are both participant and observer, flowing together with the gentle unfolding of space. Your curiosity deepens as you move further along the horizon. What does it mean to approach an edge that does not end? You sense that any attempt to reach a boundary is futile. The universe's expansion ensures that the horizon always retreats, no matter how far you travel. And yet, there is no disappointment in this. There is only the invitation to continue, to explore, to imagine what lies beyond each step, knowing that the journey itself is as significant as any destination you might conceive. You drift past clusters of galaxies, past long, thin filaments connecting massive structures, and into quieter regions where the glow of distant stars is softened by distance. In these vast expanses, you feel the universe's patience, its gentle persistence. Even the oldest light, traveling for billions of years, carries the memory of expansion, stretching across the void, reminding you that growth is the underlying principle. Every photon is a messenger, a quiet signal that the universe is vast, continuous, and endlessly unfolding. Your awareness expands further, imagining the role of dark energy in guiding the universe's trajectory. It is neither threatening nor overpowering. Instead, it moves with quiet assurance, maintaining the gentle rhythm of expansion, while allowing all structures within space to drift naturally. You feel the subtle beauty of its presence. It hums like an inaudible chord in a song, steady and enduring, shaping the universe without ever imposing chaos. As you float, your thoughts return to the concept of a centerless universe. No matter how far you drift, no fixed point anchors the cosmos. The expansion is isotropic, uniform in every direction. Every horizon you approach mirrors another, a fractal of infinity. You sense a profound serenity in this truth. The universe is not trying to contain you or to impose a limit. It simply exists, and your awareness can wander freely within its expanse. You pause and feel the delicate connection between your curiosity and the universe itself. As you walk along this horizon that has no end, you sense that the edge is not a place to reach, but a direction to explore. You feel the universe encouraging exploration, inviting gentle reflection, offering the quiet reassurance that wandering without limit is not aimless, but a part of understanding, a part of existing within this boundless space. You breathe deeply, letting your awareness expand with the stretching universe. The galaxies, the voids, the invisible currents of dark energy, they are all companions on your journey, reminding you that growth, expansion, and gentle motion are woven into the fabric of reality. And as you float along the soft horizon, you feel a tender understanding emerging. The universe's edge is not a wall to confront, but a horizon to follow, a place where curiosity becomes its own gentle guide. With that thought, you continue your drift, knowing that the horizon moves with you, retreating and stretching as the universe expands. There is no end point, only direction, and in this endless motion, you find comfort. Perhaps the edge is never meant to be reached. Perhaps it is simply a companion, a constant reminder that exploration, wonder, and gentle curiosity are as infinite as the space you move through. And as you breathe and float, you sense the quiet invitation of the next chapter waiting, where the smallest structures in the cosmos begin to reveal themselves, humming with the rhythm of existence itself. You return inward, realizing that exploring the universe also reveals the vastness within yourself. Neurons spark like miniature galaxies, and your thoughts drift like comets through quiet mental space. You reflect on how understanding the cosmos softens the anxieties of being human. The story guides you to rest, trusting the mystery instead of trying to solve it. The chapter closes by suggesting that you are both observer and participant in a universe still becoming itself. You slowly turn your awareness inward, letting the vastness you have traversed settle behind you like a gentle tide receding from the shore. The cosmos is no longer something distant, a tapestry of stars, black holes, and invisible currents, but a reflection mirrored inside your own mind. You feel the same rhythms that carry galaxies across space now, echoing in the quiet corridors of your thoughts. You notice the soft pulse of your own being, the subtle currents of breath and blood, carrying energy like starlight coursing through a galaxy. Your neurons spark in patterns both familiar and mysterious, flickering like miniature galaxies in the dark, intimate space of your skull. Each synapse is a bridge across infinity, each thought a tiny orbit of possibility. You realize that the universe you have explored is reflected here. Its vastness, its patience, its gentle, persistent motion, all mirrored within the delicate structures of your own mind. Every idea that rises and falls, every memory that drifts like a comet, carries a fragment of the cosmos. As you watch these inner stars, you feel the connection between mind and matter, thought and existence. You remember the gentle curvature of space-time, the pulses of virtual particles, the quiet, endless expansion of the universe. All of it resonates softly with the inner world, reminding you that the same principles shaping galaxies, bending light, and guiding particles also guide the flow of your own awareness. Gravity, motion, energy, potential, they are both cosmic and intimate, grand and personal. You linger in this realization, feeling a warm calm settle through your body. The anxieties that sometimes rise like storm clouds in your mind soften, dissipate. Understanding the universe does not give you control over every uncertainty, but it offers perspective that nothing is truly isolated, that even the emptiest spaces are humming with life, and that time itself is a gentle river rather than a sharp edge. You breathe deeply, letting this truth fill you like sunlight spilling across the horizon. Thought drifts freely now, like a feather gliding through the air, following currents that exist both within and without. You imagine your consciousness stretching outward, touching the edges of the expanding universe you have visited, and then folding inward, touching the furthest recesses of your own mind. In this folding, in this gentle inward and outward motion, you sense a profound symmetry. You are not separate from the cosmos, and the cosmos is not separate from you. You are both observer and participant, part of the unfolding mystery. As you drift through this quiet inner space, images arise, gentle and soft. Memories of stars bending light at the event horizon, of particles flickering in the vacuum, of galaxies gliding along invisible currents, mingle with images of your own experiences. You see them as constellations of feeling mapped across the night sky of your mind. Each emotion, each thought, each moment of awareness is a star in its own right, glowing softly, contributing to the gentle architecture of your inner universe. You notice the edges of your consciousness, the quiet borders of perception stretching outward. You realize that just as the universe has horizons that extend endlessly, your mind too has edges that can always expand. Curiosity is the bridge between these realms. The questions you ask, the gentle wonderings that drift across your awareness, carry you forward, linking what is known to what is possible. There is no rush. There is no pressure to solve. There is only the act of noticing, of being present, of allowing yourself to drift along the current of thought and breath. Your body responds to this inward exploration. Muscles soften, shoulders release, and your chest rises and falls with the natural rhythm of inhalation and exhalation. Even the smallest sensations, the brushing of air against skin, the subtle warmth of your own presence, carry the echo of the vastness outside. You feel held by space itself, cushioned by the same fabric of reality that has carried planets and particles alike. There is a trust here, a gentle assurance that allows you to relax completely. You begin to trace the paths of your thoughts, letting each drift like a comet through the dark expanse of your mind. They curve, twist, and spiral, following invisible currents you cannot fully perceive. Some vanish quietly, others linger, faintly glowing, leaving trails of reflection that ripple outward. You sense that your mental universe is just as intricate, just as alive, and just as wondrous as the physical cosmos you have wandered. Each flicker of insight, each quiet spark of awareness is a star in this inner sky. In this stillness, you become aware of the rhythm of time, soft and flowing. Past and future blur into a gentle present, a horizonless now that stretches across the landscape of thought. You recognize that this feeling mirrors the cosmic dance you have witnessed, the curvature of space, the stretching of time, the gentle, patient expansion of reality itself. You rest in it, letting the continuity of the universe soothe your awareness. Like waves lapping softly at the shore, the quantum hum of the inner and outer universe seems to merge. You sense that the smallest fluctuations in energy, the tiniest ripples in the vacuum, are mirrored in the microcosm of your own neural activity. Potentiality and creativity, presence and awareness all exist in this delicate balance. The realization is tender that you are composed of the same principles that guide the stars, the galaxies, and the unseen particles that dance at the edge of nothingness. You are a small, luminous reflection of a vast, intricate, ongoing creation. As you sink deeper into this awareness, a profound feeling of trust rises within you. You do not need to understand everything. You do not need to control the mysteries around or within you. There is comfort in recognizing that the universe is patient, that your mind is patient, that your presence is enough. Every particle, every thought, every breath participates in the same unfolding narrative of existence. You are not separate. You are a continuous, vital part of this story. The neurons within your mind spark with quiet elegance, sending currents of energy across delicate pathways. You feel them as faint brushstrokes, gentle arcs that mirror the curvature of space-time itself. Ideas, memories, and sensations ripple like light passing near a black hole, bending gently as they traverse the fabric of consciousness. Nothing is lost. Nothing is wasted. Every experience, every observation, every quiet moment of presence contributes to the fullness of what you are becoming. You allow yourself to float in this inward and outward space simultaneously, feeling the same awe for the vastness within as you have felt for the vastness outside. Curiosity becomes a soft companion, guiding you without urgency, without expectation. You realize that exploring the universe has not been an escape, but a journey inward, a mirror that reflects the subtle complexity and beauty of your own being. The unknown does not frighten. It beckons with a quiet, loving patience. And as you settle into this meditative state, you feel a gentle closure, not an ending, but a soft convergence. Your awareness rests in the understanding that both the universe and your mind are still unfolding, still becoming, still expanding in ways you cannot fully grasp. The night sky outside and the night sky within are one. You are part of the cosmos, and it is part of you. And as your breath slows, your thoughts drift like gentle comets. You feel a tender certainty that you are home, not at a place, not at a limit, but in the soft, eternal embrace of everything that is, everything that was, and everything that is still becoming. You rest now in this harmony, aware that the unknown will continue to beckon, always just beyond reach, always inviting, and yet you are calm. complete in the awareness that you are both observer and participant, drifting gently in the ongoing, infinite story of the universe, carried on the quiet tides of existence itself. And with that, you allow yourself to settle fully, letting the gentle vastness cradle you, knowing that both the cosmos and your own mind will continue to whisper their secrets, quietly, beautifully, endlessly, while you drift into the deep, restorative embrace of sleep.